best friend's funeral. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I had no desire to dive. I mean, I had lost what felt like my lust for life. Along with my best friend, just a horrifying memory of that day. The way the newspapers reported the story was just a complete sham. I mean, they got it so wrong. I mean, they called it a boating accident. I mean, this was not a boating accident. This was something much more. I started to feel obligated to get the truth to the surface.
It was no megalodon, it was something worse.
Ulbricht seeks out a reporter from the Santa Barbara Herald-Leader, a small local paper. It's a fairly reputable publication and known to be a little more aggressive about the stories it would get behind.
You know, I almost felt like I was being mocked, honestly, when the guy had first come up, because he was young. I noticed something different about this reporter. He actually looked like he was listening to me. And he was writing stuff down. He wasn't dismissing me. This guy was believing me. For the first time since the incident, or whatever you would call it, I had somebody to believe my story.
Oh, he told me the truth.
I get a phone call out of the blue one night. I pick up the phone. There's a strange voice on the other end of the line. I can't place this voice, but it doesn't sound good.
Threatening. That's what they do.
This guy tells me,
Shut your
listen,
mouth. Your mouth.
you need to shut your mouth.
Uh-huh.
And I'm frozen. Normally I would tell somebody like this to go to hell. And he starts mentioning my family's names,
Oh.
their full names, and their addresses. Nobody knows about my family. Nobody knows anything about, where we're from.
That's what you thought.
I'm quite taken aback, and I'm scared at this point. He tells me I need to shut my mouth, get all of my together, and get the hell out of town. Now. At that point, I decide this is real, and something really big is happening here that's bigger than you. Next morning I get up,
45
I pack
feet
up
long.
everything I have, I put it in my car, and I roll out of Santa Barbara, content to leave the whole damn thing behind me. I, at this point, for the first time, am comfortable to speak about it again.
Ulbricht's leaving town may have been motivated by more than fear. Neighbors say he departed in a new car, which he never could have afforded given the financial hardships he describes. California motor vehicle records show that he indeed owned it.
Pay.
Where did that money
pay.
come from?
You can disappear. Fuck out of here and don't talk about it.
The oceanside town of Santa Barbara, California, has been shaken by the disturbing death of young diver Rick McKeever. Just when it appears that the whole matter is going to blow over, a man's disappearance and presumed death, evidence of a cryptozoological creature, and what is clearly a cover-up, a shuttle boat sinks while departing the deep drilling rig Blue Thalassa, 6 miles off the Santa Barbara coast. The sinking is preceded by a short, harrowing distress call.
Check this out. Huguenot. We've been rammed. A monster attacked the boat.
The Huguenot is a 40-foot vessel used to transport administrative personnel, documents, and small cargo to and from the platform. Robert Corso knows the boat well. He works on Blue Thalassa loading and unloading transports during the period in question.
Huguenot was some 3 miles out from the Blue Thalassa when he sent out distress signal that they'd been rammed.
Oddly, the area is immediately declared restricted, and civilian craft coming to help are waved off by the growing fleet of Navy and Coast Guard vessels.
The ship had been broken into a lot of pieces, which sort of confirmed the report that she'd been rammed. Although that's very, very deep water there. I can't imagine what they would have run into. The crew and everybody were lost. I think the next day, a human leg floated to the surface, but that was it. They never found anybody.
It seems too much of a coincidence that this occurrence is in the vicinity of Blue Thalassa drilling station. The state-of-the-art oil here earlier and has technology to drill in waters 2 miles deep, the deepest in the world at this time. And the geologist on board found the drilling experience to be unusual.
We were wildcatting off the Channel Islands, drilling in about 1,500 feet of water. And then it was about a few thousand feet of sediment at that.
Solarium.
And what happened was we found this very rare pocket of solarium limestone. And solarium, that period of time is like 430 million years ago.
Check it out. 130 million years old.
And so it's really neat to find these because they do end up being really huge caves.
Monster was inside his cave.
As we drill down through these layers, with the Pacific coast and the plate setup being unstable anyway, it just, all these pressure vectors, if you will, created this collapse of the cavern.
Boy, you unleash a monster, all monsters.
In the days following the rupture in this cavern, crew members report hearing strange sounds at night, almost like a whale, but more aggressive, something akin to a grinding foghorn. Not long after, Rick McKeever meets his untimely end. The Navy knows there is something in the water. They briefly track a large sonar signature, having motion consistent with that of a sea creature. It's 45 feet in length. The Navy quickly releases 15 trained attack dolphins into the area.
Attack dolphins are mainly used to patrol, harbor areas looking for enemy divers. They're just like security dogs. They just monitor the areas, look for signs of trouble. They are armed with a snout-mounted hypodermic lance with a CO2 charge, which are able to inject and just immediately blast right into a body.
Oh.
And when they do ram that into their victim, the embolizing effect, it's just gruesome and deadly.
Ostensibly, the dolphins identify their enemy from the scent provided by the detached talon found near McKeever's gear.
Wow, look at his
No
scale.
one knows how it all transpired in the depths of the ocean, but it must have been one hell of a battle. Of the original 15, only 9 dolphins returned, all of which had discharged their weapons. The dolphins give the signal to their handlers that they have found and killed the target.
That shit. Only a dolphin can kill that shit. Look at that.
Analysis of the claw eventually yields a best guess as to its origin. It is thought to come from a creature resembling a massive Montiel Tosuka Saruda composi, but with longer limbs and more agile claws. Its behavior also shows an uncanny intelligence. But for now, the waters would be quiet. Until, in late August of the same year, this 8-millimeter film appears. It was shot in late spring by a Mexican fishing boat operating in the Gulf. The decayed mass in its nets appears to be the head and upper torso of a huge creature. Its single remaining be the head and upper torso of the Mexican fishing boat operating in the Gulf.
That's the deal right there.
The decayed mass in its nets appears to be the head and upper torso of a huge creature. Its single remaining forelimb dangles, showing massive claws similar to the one